you continue to fight. What will you become?
Caution, this video will contain Rogue One spoilers, so if you have not seen the movie yet, I advise you add this video to watch later and see it after you've watched Rogue One. Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new Star Wars Rogue One video. Today we will be covering Saw Gerrera, who gained his first major screen time in Rogue One. Throughout the anthology, Gerrera is seen in a large metal suit, allowing him to have breath and support and walk better. However, it is interesting how and why Gerrera ended up in a suit with two metal legs. It is unknown the exact circumstances of his injury, but we'll assume he got very hurt in a battle sometime around the Clone Wars. Saw Gerrera was a human male who was born on the jungle planet of Onderon during the last few years of the Galactic Republic. Saw would grow up with his sister Sela, where he could eventually grow to admire his king, Dendup. Many years later, when the Clone Wars broke out, Onderon would side with the Republic, but darkness would follow as the Separatist Alliance would invade his homeworld, forcing Gerrera to start up the Onderon Rebels. Appealing to the Jedi Council, Saw would later receive help from fellow Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Ahsoka Tano and the Clone Army to rid the Separatists of Onderon, restoring galactic power. Years later, during the Great Jedi Purge, Gerrera would remain in the shadows and play a small role in helping the fallen Jedi in order to protect his homeworld. However, Gerrera would eventually realize the Empire's wrongdoings and rebel against them, as he started up a group known as the Partisians, whose base was on Jedha. On the other side, his resistance cell was one of the first group of cells that formed the Rebel Alliance. Gerrera, being the extremist that he is, would later leave the Alliance and begin to attack the Imperials on Jedha during a mining operation for Kabyr Crystals at the city. Despite many opportunities to rejoin the Alliance, Gerrera would not budge, and instead would treat them as intruders, until Jyn Erso arrived. Earlier in his life, Saw acted as a protector to a young Jyn Erso after her parents were taken away from her by the Galactic Empire. There, Jyn would join the Partisians until the age of 16, when she was left by Gerrera in a cave without ever returning. Gerrera would eventually meet with Jyn again on Jedha after she killed a rebel during a resistance battle against the Imperial Storm Troopers. Upon arrival, Saw Gerrera would house the necessary location of Jyn's father, Jyn Erso, a lead architect for the new Imperial weapon known as the Death Star. Sadly, Gerrera would eventually meet his demise minutes later by a blast of the Death Star. This weapon sent the gigantic shockwave blowing up Jedha, along with Saw Gerrera, who chose to stay and die an honorable death, as he stated, "I can't keep running, Jyn, this is it for me, but you go and make a difference." And Jyn did, as she led a mission to steal the plans of the Death Star, where she was successful among a great cast of characters, including Cassian Andor, K2SO, and many others. In my opinion, it would have been great to see Gerrera go along on the mission with Jyn, but his decision does make sense, as his whole life has been a rebellion and he's finally had enough. Saw Gerrera also had an appearance in a trailer I played at the beginning of the video, in which he stated, "If you continue to fight, what will you become?" This, coming from a major rebellion leader, was surprising, as it shows Saw on the verge of giving up as he did. However, the saying really defined the mission later in the movie, as it was an all-or-nothing sort of risk the rebels ventured out on. Saw Gerrera can be seen in Star Wars The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, Rogue One, and Star Wars The Visual Story Guide. He will also be played by Forrest Whitaker. So that was Saw Gerrera. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like and comment below your opinions on Saw Gerrera and what you want me to cover next. Also, a new video will be coming out on another Rogue One character in Jyn Erso, so be on the lookout for that one. Also, consider subscribing to stay up to date on all of the new and interesting Star Wars content. And for now, I've been Greedo Shot Second. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.